Melania declined the First Lady's invitation to visit, which I'm sure Jill Biden was heartbroken. Oh, no, she can't come. Please give her my be best.
A transition that's so smooth, it'll be as smooth as it can get, and I very much appreciate it, Jill.
Just me? Or did that sound like two guys talking about their bowel movements there? Via press release, right? I have no idea why Melania skipped the meeting with Jill Biden, but if I had to guess, I'd say maybe it's because there was no money in it. Biden and Trump met for about 2 hours. Trump said they had a really good meeting. He said Biden was gracious and that they really enjoyed seeing each other.
Imagine being investigated for sex trafficking and then getting nominated for Attorney General. Sounds like a bad Netflix series, right? Well, welcome to Trump's America 2.0. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. In this video, we're diving deep into the swamp of Trump's latest cabinet picks. From Fox News hosts to conspiracy theorists, it's a lineup that'll make you laugh, cry, and maybe consider moving to Canada. Ready for this wild ride? Picture this: Trump and Biden, two old geezers who've been at each other's throats for years, suddenly forced to play nice in the Oval Office. It's like watching your grandpa try to make friends at bingo night, but with nuclear codes involved. Now, usually, when a new president takes over, the old one invites them to the White House for a friendly chat. It's supposed to be this nice, peaceful transfer of power thing. But Trump? He decided to skip that part back in 2020. He was too busy tweeting about stolen elections to bother with silly traditions. Fast forward to now, and Biden's decided to be the bigger man. He picked up the phone and invited Trump back to the White House. Can you imagine that conversation?
Melania's office did release a statement. The statement said Mrs. Trump will not be attending today's meeting at the White House. Her husband's return to the Oval Office to commence the transition process is encouraging, and she wishes him great success. Last week, Joe Biden was an evil force who weaponized the justice system to put Trump in prison for the rest of his life.
A transition that's so smooth, it'll be as smooth as it can get, and I very much appreciate it, Jill.
Just me? Or did that sound like two guys talking about their bowel movements there?
Hey Donald, it's Sleepy Joe. Want to come over and see what I've done with the place? Trump probably asked if he could keep any White House silverware as a souvenir. So now these two rivals are going to meet face to face. It's like the world's most awkward reunion show. Will they shake hands? Will Trump try to sit in the big chair? Will Biden offer him a pudding cup? I bet the small talk is going to be hilariously weird. Trump might brag about his hole-in-one at Mar-a-Lago, while Biden shares his latest Wordle score. They'll probably end up comparing notes on their favorite flavors of Metamucil. But let's be real, the real fireworks are going to come from Trump's cabinet picks. While these two old-timers are swapping stories about their grandkids, Trump's busy putting together a team that makes the Addams family look normal. Get ready, folks. We're about to dive into Trump's cabinet of curiosities, where Fox News hosts become military experts and conspiracy theorists run the Justice Department. It's like he's casting for a reality show called Who Wants to Run a Country? Spoiler alert, the answer is probably not these guys. You know how Trump's always saying he hires only the best people? Well, his new cabinet picks are making that claim look about as believable as his hair color. It's like he's playing political bingo. But instead of numbers, he's calling out Fox News host and guy under investigation. First up, we've got Pete Hegseth for Secretary of Defense. Now you might be thinking, hey, isn't that the guy who talks about war on TV? Yep, that's him. Turns out, in Trump's America, yelling about the military on Fox News is enough to put you in charge of it. Who needs years of high-level military experience when you've got great hair and can read a teleprompter? But wait, it gets better. Remember that time Hegseth tried to throw an axe on live TV and almost turned a musician into a human dartboard? Yeah, that guy might be in charge of our nukes soon. I don't know about you, but I feel super safe knowing our military will be led by someone who can't even hit a target 5 feet away. Now, you might be thinking, surely that's the craziest pick, right? Oh, my sweet summer child, let me introduce you to Matt Gaetz, Trump's pick for Attorney General. You know, the guy who's currently under investigation for trafficking a minor, because nothing says top law enforcement official like being investigated by law enforcement, am I right? When asked about this choice, Trump reportedly said, "Matt's great. He's got experience with the justice system from both sides now." Kimmel had a field day with this one, joking that in Trump's administration, being investigated for trafficking underage girls is probably listed as a special skill on your resume. So there you have it, folks.
Melania declined the First Lady's invitation to visit, which I'm sure Jill Biden was heartbroken. Oh, no, she can't come. Please give her my best.
And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So welcome.
Thank you
Back.
very much, and thank you very much. And
A report on that investigation was expected to be released as early as this week.
The timing of his resignation and flight with President-elect Donald Trump.
Trump's new dream team makes the Addams family look like the Brady Bunch. I can't wait to see who's next. Maybe he'll pick Alex Jones as press secretary or that MyPillow guy as Secretary of State. At this point, nothing would surprise me. Stay tuned for more updates from the reality show we now call American Politics. Trump's getting the old gang back together, but there's one VIP who's gone MIA, Melania. While Donald's busy playing Hire Your Favorite Fox News host, his better half is pulling a disappearing act that would make Houdini jealous. Now, usually, when there's a changing of the guard at the White House, the First Ladies have a little tea party. It's like a fancy version of, "Here's where I hid the good snacks from my husband." But Melania, she's decided to skip this time-honored tradition with Dr. Jill Biden. Maybe she's still sore about the last election, or maybe she just really doesn't want to give another tour of those infamous Christmas decorations. So why is Melania dodging the spotlight like it's a subpoena? Some folks think she's just tired of being in the public eye. Can't blame her, really. Remember that time she accidentally copied Michelle Obama's speech? Or when she wore that "I really don't care" jacket to visit kids in cages? Talk about fashion faux pas meets political disaster. Maybe she's finally learned that sometimes silence is golden, especially when your husband can't stop tweeting. But what's Melania up to instead? Is she busy redecorating Mar-a-Lago with more Be Best banners, planning her own line of "I really do care" jackets? Or maybe she's just chilling in the spa, enjoying some peace and quiet while Donald practices his "you're fired" catchphrase on his new cabinet picks. Meanwhile, Trump's been surprisingly chatty about Biden. He actually said some nice things, if you can believe it, called him not a bad guy, and even admitted Biden's done some good things. I know, I'm shocked too. It's like hearing your grumpy uncle compliment the neighbor's lawn. You're not sure whether to celebrate or check for pod people. But with Melania ghosting on official duties and Trump playing nice-ish with Biden, you've got to wonder, is there trouble in Trump Tower paradise? Are we about to see the world's most expensive game of musical Mar-a-Lagos? Stay tuned, folks.
Via press release, right? I have no idea why Melania skipped the meeting with Jill Biden, but if I had to guess, I'd say maybe it's because there was no money in it. Biden and Trump met for about 2 hours. Trump said they had a really good meeting. He said Biden was gracious and that they really enjoyed seeing each other. Donald Trump sitting in front of a portrait of George Washington. You realize how ridiculous this whole thing is. This guy is a weekend host on Fox and Friends. He didn't even make it to the Monday show.
This reality show's got more twists than Donald's toupee in a windstorm. Hold on to your MAGA hats, folks. Trump's back and he's brought a circus to town. The Republican big top is in chaos. Some are jumping through hoops to please the ringmaster, while others are trying to tame this political zoo. But here's the kicker. Why is a Fox News host suddenly in charge of the military? Buckle up, because this clown car is about to take a wild ride through the GOP funhouse. Trump's return is like a tornado hitting the Republican Party. Some are running for shelter, while others are chasing it with a camera, hoping to catch some of that sweet Trump spotlight. It's like watching a nature documentary, but instead of lions and gazelles, it's politicians and their spines disappearing into thin air. The GOP is split faster than Trump can say, "You're fired." On one side, you've got the Trump cheerleaders, practicing their "Trump is always right" chant in the mirror. These folks are so excited, they're probably ironing their MAGA hats as we speak. On the other side, you've got Republicans sweating more than Mike Pence at a lie detector test, wondering if they should jump on the Trump train or hide under their desks until 2028. Some Republicans are praising Trump's picks like they're the second coming of Reagan. They're calling Matt Gaetz a legal genius and Pete Hegseth a military mastermind. It's like they're auditioning for a role in The Apprentice White House edition. I'm half expecting them to start wearing red ties and orange spray tan in solidarity. But here's the million-dollar question. How will this affect the 2024 election? Will America decide it wants 4 more years of this political roller coaster? Or will voters look at Trump's cabinet and think, maybe we should have kept the receipt on this whole democracy thing? And let's not forget the cherry on top of this crazy sundae, a Fox News host potentially in charge of our military. Because apparently, yelling about war on TV is the same as actually fighting in one. Who needs years of military experience when you've got great hair and can point at a map? As we wrap up this episode of America the Reality Show, one thing's clear. Politics has never been more entertaining or terrifying. Stay tuned, folks. The season finale is coming in 2024, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to stock up on popcorn and maybe look into some bunker real estate. Well, folks, we've reached the end of this wild ride through Trump's political circus. Who knew American politics could turn into a reality show that makes The Bachelor look tame? Trump's return is like watching a clown car crash into the White House. You know it's a disaster, but you just can't look away. Here's the thing, as crazy as all this seems, it's real life, and it affects all of us. So while we're laughing at Trump's cabinet picks and Melania's disappearing act, we gotta stay tuned in. This show's far from over, and the next episode could be a doozy. So grab your popcorn, folks. We're in for 4 more years of political theater that'll make Shakespeare say, "Damn, that's dramatic." Just remember, in this circus, we're not just the audience, we're also the voters. Stay informed, stay engaged, and maybe invest in a good sense of humor. Trust me, you're gonna need it.